Hi all, welcome to Amul Simple Homemade Recipes. I'm Chef Sukrit Sethi, head chef and owner of Delice Bakehouse. So today we're going to be making Mysore Pak. For Mysore Pak, we'll be needing um, 1 cup of basin, 1 cup of sugar, 1 and 1/4 cup of Amul ghee. So to start with, we'll take 1 cup of sugar and take a kadhai and add the sugar, and we'll also add 1/4 cup of water. And we'll turn on the heat. So while this is heating up, we'll take a bowl and we'll add a cup of basin, and we'll add 1 cup of ghee. We have to warm this ghee, and we'll do it in the microwave, or you can do it in a pan, whatever suits you. I'll be heating it up in the microwave for 30 seconds. For the sugar, it will take about 8 to 10 minutes to reach a one string consistency. So if you've gone through some Indian mithai recipes, they ask for ek tar chashni. That is what one string consistency is. You have to make a thick uh, consistency, and so our ghee is done. Yeah, our ghee is warm, and while this is heating up, we'll add the ghee to the basin here. This is 1 cup of ghee. And we'll just stir this. We'll have to make sure there are no lumps. Just give it a good whisk. We have to remove all the lumps that are there. Yeah. And also add a pinch of salt to it. Salt actually helps the sugar not to overpower the whole mithai. So just a pinch of sugar, we'll whisk it again. And our sugar will still take some time. You have to keep a close eye on this. The sugar has not yet dissolved. So meanwhile, we'll also line our dish. So this is the dish we're using. This is a 7x7 inch dish. You can use any borosil dish or anything you have, even a plate. Just coat it with a bit of ghee. This is the 1/4 ghee. I'm using the ghee that was in there.
Someone just joined. She's asking, is the ghee warm or the normal temperature?
So we have to warm the ghee. We've already added the ghee to the basin. Here we've warmed the ghee and we've added it to the basin. This one is just the other 1/4 ghee we have, and we're just coating our dish with it, and we'll be warming it up afterwards when we'll add the basin mixture to the sugar syrup. So this is done. We'll keep this aside. So Mysore Pak is basically a South Indian mithai, and I used to love it. I still love it, and whenever my family or friends or relative, anybody is coming from South or Chennai or anywhere, I do specially ask them to get a bag of Mysore Pak for me. And thanks to the lockdown, I've learned how to make it at home. And so Mysore Pak was actually originated in Mysore, and that's how the name comes from. Mysore Pak. Pak actually means the sugar syrup, which is we're actually making it right now. So Mysore Pak. We just have to wait for it to get a one string consistency. Meanwhile, is there any questions you'd like to ask?
Nina is asking how much sugar and water.
So 1/4 cup of water just to cover the sugar and 1 cup of sugar, and we'll have to boil, and we'll have to wait for it to reach the one string consistency. Not yet. You have to keep a close eye on this. This is the most important part of it. Our sugar has to be one string consistency. Else, if it's if it's two string consistency, it's hard ball or anything. The final product will actually not be soft but actually crumbly. So we have to make sure it's one string consistency. We'll lower the heat and we'll check it once.
There's one question that can we beat or remove the lumps with the beater instead of.
Yeah, you can. I'm just using a hand whisk. You can use a beater, or alternatively, you can sieve the basin first and then add the ghee. That way, you won't be having as many lumps as it used to when I just added the ghee. So this is the way. We've almost reached the one string consistency, as you can check. Yeah. I'll just show you the one string consistency. I'll just lower the heat. This is the consistency we're looking for. Now we'll add the basin mixture, all of it. And now we have to mix it well. It will change the form, it will be like a fudgy mix. That's what we're looking for. And make sure to keep your gas on low heat. You'll have to keep mixing it. So it's changed the form, as you can see. So, just mix it thoroughly, mix it well, and it will absorb all the ghee that's on the sides.
For how long we need to boil to get one string consistency?
It takes about 8 minutes or so on high heat, but you still have to check. You still have to keep checking on it. But yeah, around 5 to 8 minutes it will take easily. So our um, heat is on low and it's changed the form. It's now a fudgy mix, as you can see. So let it absorb. There's still some ghee there. Let it absorb all the ghee, and we'll be adding some more ghee, about 2 to 4 tablespoons more, as we go through it. Meanwhile, I'll just warm this 1/4 cup of ghee again. Make sure it's hot, and you have to keep stirring this.
Can you repeat the basin and the water quantity again?
So basin is 1 cup. To basin, we add 1 cup of ghee, and sugar is again 1 cup. And to the sugar, we've added 1/4 cup of water. Now it's almost absorbed all the ghee. We'll take a tablespoon and we'll add about 1 more tablespoon of ghee in there. And mix it again. Just make sure whatever cups you're using are of the same size, same um, brand or anything. It must be the same cups, same capacity, because we are measuring in terms of cups, not in grams as of now, because we're working from home. So we'll add 1 more tablespoon of ghee and we'll mix it. We just have to keep mixing this. This is another important step for this. And we have to take note if it's releasing the ghee from the sides. Right now it's not absorbed it, but it will absorb it, and afterwards when it releases the ghee, that's the point we have to stop. I'll just this would be medium heat now.
Can we use jaggery instead of sugar?
You can, but again, the texture would be different if you use the jaggery. It would be a lot more liquidy, the final product, because jaggery has those property of being a bit liquidy. So now, as you can see, it has started releasing the ghee now, and it started to come together as a whole. We'll just give it a good mix for another minute. We'll check if it would absorb the ghee or not. But make sure to keep stirring it. So this actually melts in the mouth, and that is why the main ingredient here is basin and ghee. So be sure to use good quality ghee. We're using Amul ghee, which is pretty good quality. So it has absorbed most of the ghee, and it's started to change the texture now. It's becoming a bit rough. So At this point we'll stop, and since it has stopped absorbing the ghee, this was the ghee still left out of the 1/4 cup, and we'll not be using it anymore because it has stopped absorbing the ghee, so we don't require this. If your mix absorbs the ghee that you put in, uh, please make sure to add more ghee unless and until it stops absorbing. That's how you'll get a good melt in the mouth texture of the final product. So this is this, and I'll take a spatula and over to a uh, lined pan, and I'll transfer this to the lined pan. And now just flatten it out, and we'll have to set it. This is a 7 by 7 inch mold. I basically use them for brownies and all. You can use anything, any tray, any plate you have. You can just uh, place it over that. Make sure to line it with some ghee. Make sure to line it with some ghee. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And also make sure you don't overcook it in the kadai or a non-stick pan, whatever you're suitable with. Because if you overcook it, it will again become crumbly, the final product, and you want it like a fudge consistency while you take it out. So as you can see here, there's still some ghee over here on the pan here. So this will absorb the ghee as it cools down, and again it would give us a very soft melt in the mouth consistency. That's what we're looking for. And now we'll have to let it cool for about half an hour at room temperature. No need to put it in the refrigerator or anything. At room temperature it will cool down, it will set, and that's when we flip the mold on a tray or anything, and then we can slice it up. And I'll just show you because we won't be having any much time with this. So I had already pre-made the Mysore Pak. So this is how it's gonna look like when it's done. It would have a soft melt in the mouth consistency. Yeah.
At what step we can add dry fruits?
If you want to add dry fruits, you can just add it as you taking it out of the kadai, putting it in the pan on the baking on the lined pan. At the end, I would say, or even right now, you can just top it up with dry fruits. And also, while we're making the sugar syrup, if you want to flavor the sugar syrup, you can add a bit of sorry. You can add a bit of elaichi or anything to flavor the sugar syrup. But honestly, I like it the way it is, simple, and it tastes really good. You have to try it once and do let us know how it is. Any other questions?
Can we use maida instead of basin?
So that won't be a Mysore Pak then. You have to use basin for this, and also there won't be any substitute for ghee. So that's what the whole combination is: maida, basin, ghee, and sugar. That's it. These are the main core ingredients for it.
Quick recap of quantities of basin, water, and sugar.
So we took 1 cup of basin, 1 cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of water, and 1 1/4 cup of ghee. But however, we were still left with about less than 1/4 cup of ghee, uh, which you have to check honestly while you're mixing it. You have to check if the mixture absorbs the ghee or not. If it's still absorbing the ghee, you have to keep adding it unless and until it stops absorbing anymore. And also, once you're finished with this and it's still absorbing, that's okay. You don't need to add more. This is the optimal quantity it would take in. And any other questions?
Sometimes it comes out to be hard. What?
So there is also a version of the hard Mysore Pak. That's actually the original Mysore Pak, and it's because of the sugar syrup. If you are cooking it for a bit longer, if you get a two string consistency or a hard ball or anything, so that's when the Mysore Pak would come out to be crumbly or hard, not crumbly actually. It would be a bit hard. This one, the if you follow the same steps, if you get the one string consistency and add the basin till then, and make sure your gas is on low and keep stirring it, keep mixing it, and that's how you'll get a soft version of the Mysore Pak.
How much time it takes to set?
This would take around 30 minutes considering the hot conditions right now. In cooler climate, it would take 15 minutes or so. Anything else? Okay, thank you then. And hope you all try this recipe and do let us know how it is. You can also check the detailed recipe on the Insta account and you can just go through it anytime. Thank you.